So, I mean, God.
Patenting genes is another one. That's a shitty thing to do.
And not the kinds you wear.
Yeah, like you discover some genes, like in the human genome, and you patent them, and they're in my body. And in the future, I might have wanted to do something with them, but I'm not allowed to.
Right.
Because some dipshit somewhere decided that he wanted to claim ownership over it and control over it, like creative control.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think, and I don't know what the fucking logic is for granting those patents, but even beyond just patenting the genes, when like companies genetically modify organisms, I don't think they should be allowed to patent those.
That's another step down, and you're probably right, but at least it's not just discovering something that's been floating out there forever.
Oh, yeah, no.
At least they made something new. But even then, I know what you mean. It's one of those things. Well, then, of course, you get into the whole idea of, modified plants, and then, like, the pollen spreads out into other people's fields, and then they get in trouble for like stealing
because they inadvertently have your property.
Yeah, like I think I would probably go on some kind of a rampage if a bunch of assholes showed up on my farm and they're like, you have to burn all your crops down and you owe us like $3 million.
Right.
Like I don't know.
Well, because that's the thing is genetic modification of plants and animals is just a faster version of breeding.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, like, you should be able to, like, patent the schnauzer? Like, no, you shouldn't.
I think there are rules in place if you actually breed different kinds of cattle that they are a thing, and I don't know if you can patent them or what, but there are some rights to those, I guess.
Okay.
Like, you go to, like, a fair and you see, like, the animal barns.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think some of those animals, like the ones that are show animals or whatever, those are
like special, unique breeds?
Maybe. I don't know. But I'm not really sure.
Well, but that's the thing is if you breed the animal and you own the animal and the only way for other people to, like, figure it out is for you to, like basically you made a combination and nobody else can figure it out. And you say, all right, give me $1,000 and I'll tell you.
That's different.
That's different.
That's a trade secret.
Yeah.
Like Coke.
And that's not nose candy.
Coke is not copywritten or patented or anything because you'd have to declare what the ingredients are.
Right.
So they don't do
it's a whole proprietary formula thing.
It's just a trade secret. Yeah. So if you were to figure out what's in Coke or Pepsi or anything like that, or the 11 secret herbs and spices,
right,
and the Colonel's chicken or anything,
God knows what they could be. I mean,
if you figure it out, that's a case where you actually could, like, sell it yourself, I think.
Okay.
Because nobody ever wanted to risk revealing the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually out there free if you can figure it out. But they're relying on the fact that it's complicated enough and undiscoverable enough where you won't be able to figure it out.
Right.
So
that's cool with me. It's you definitely, that's where we started with patented genes. I definitely think that's horseshit. You shouldn't be allowed to patent things you just found. Like, haha, platypus. Patent.
Yeah, that's... Oh, I wish I thought of that.
Nobody thought this shit was real. I'm all over that. People thought I just put a duck bill on a beaver. But yeah, that's horseshit. But yeah, I also am deeply uncomfortable with the patenting of I did that earlier, of modified organisms. That's just, I don't know, it seems like bullshit. Or it should be or if you do it, it should be like pharmaceuticals, where you apply for a patent, it lasts a very, 7 to 14 years, whatever the fucking number of years it is. It's a very short time. So you do get a little bit of a, you get the return on investment and all that crap, but then it's everybody's.
Yeah. Well, all this has just taught me a valuable lesson that you shouldn't follow the rules, and you should only pretend that you're following them whenever it benefits you, so that you don't get into too much trouble. But other than that, it's sort of like speeding on the highway. Like, everybody does it. Everybody, like, pretends that they care that you shouldn't speed.
Right.
And,
Yeah, I would say that in my moral guidebook, there's a similar equivalency in breaking traffic laws as with intellectual property laws.
Yeah.
I'm just not that vexed about it.
And this is also different from plagiarizing. If you were to, say, write a book, like, that would be a shitty thing to do, and that's different also.
Yeah, I agree.
But there are reasons why it's different. It's, or a song even, I guess, ish. I don't know. You should, the difference is, I like the idea of being able to use stuff, and I have no problem attributing credit
Yeah.
to other people. Now, the thing I don't like is simply being restricted outright, or via some sort of the law is so complicated to be able to use something, or it costs so much money to be able to use something that it's prohibitive.
Right.
Something like that. With all the musical piracy and I don't know, I don't think books get really pirated too much, and people don't write books that they copy from somebody else too much. It happens, but
Well, with ebooks, there's more piracy than there obviously used to be, but
and that's something we've said before too. Is we live in a new world where communication is free and fast and easy, and in the future when people start pirating our show, broadcasting it as their own or whatever. I'm not saying I would love it, although we are trying to set everything up in such a way so that if people were to do it, it wouldn't make any difference.
Right, yeah.
And I think it would be smart if everybody else did that. So.
Well, it's just one of those things, I don't know. I don't want my car to explode tomorrow, but that's why I have car insurance. You know what I mean?
Not really following you, no.
Well, it's the idea of, I don't want people to take away from my revenue stream, but I assume it will happen.
Yeah, that's like the same thing as knowing that there are psychopaths in the world. It'd be nice if there weren't any, but I know there's a ton of them out there, and rather than hoping that they're going to be nice, understanding that they're probably not going to be, and working in that world.
Yeah, my car insurance analogy was a little fucked up.
That's okay. That's fine. It's all, we're just putting stuff out there. So.
Oh, I know. But yeah, the piracy thing, yeah, it is here to stay. I think books have been different because, music was the first to go, and it just clawing and screaming tried to not go digital. And then it did, and now piracy isn't as bad. And books sort of tried to avoid that, it seemed like. Ebooks, they tried to make that more streamlined, a little bit less painful, in such a way that it's been easier. Movies and TV shows are going to be the last things to successfully go digitally, and they're just like the music industry. They're just kicking and screaming, trying to not be digitized, and it's just tough shit. People pirate the fuck out of it. People love things like Netflix, which are cheap and give you a shit ton of content if you just do streaming. So that's just the way it's going to fucking go. I mean,
yeah. Well, the days of the movie theater are just about dead. I mean, that's ridiculous, the amount of money it costs, and just for what? It's the only reason movie theaters are around is because at one time it was the only thing you could get.
Right.
Not because they were awesome. It's because people didn't have televisions in their house.
Right.
And it was a real novelty and a real treat. But nowadays, it's basically trying to keep the icebox around after the invention of the refrigerator. It's just.
Well, and if you've been to the movies in the last 12 months, or really in a much longer time frame than that, people are dickbags at the movies. And sometimes it makes going to the movie shitty.
Oh, you mean other customers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that too. I've had problems with people in movies before, and it sours you to the experience. I still go, but mostly it pisses me off just because first of all, movie tickets are outrageously expensive.
True.
And I don't know what the deal is, but lately, I don't know whether movies are getting worse or whether it's just because I'm getting older, but I haven't really felt satisfied going to a movie at a movie theater for years, I think. I used to really like it, but I just don't feel satisfied anymore. And for that much money to be unsatisfied.
Right.
I think the last one I saw... No, we saw some other ones since then. But we went to see Prometheus, and we talked about this, but it was enormously unsatisfying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and after all the hype and everything, especially, and that really soured me to going to a movie theater again. But
yeah, that sucked. That was really a really disappointing experience.
yeah, and also the fact that most of the ticket money doesn't go to the theater itself. Like 95% of it goes to the production company,
Right.
and then that means you have to spend like $7 on a popcorn to fund the movie theater.
Yeah.
And
Which I wish people would understand that. I mean, maybe I'm not saying they have to care, but they're not fucking with you. You know what I mean?
right, yeah.
They're just trying to make money.
Yeah, and it's just a system that's falling apart, and it's if there's enough people like me out there, they will fail because I just can't bring myself to like piss away that much money,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not because I don't have it. It's just that I don't like pissing it away. So
Right. And it is unfortunate because they don't, nobody seems to be learning because I'm pretty sure for quite a few years now, if you just look at the data, which, everybody doesn't like doing that. They just like to give their common sense. Oh, what do you mean? There's still plenty of people at the movies. Well, if you look at it, every year for at least several, maybe even a decade now, they've been bringing in less money every year than the year before.
Mm-hmm.
So something's fucking up.
And also,
something's changing.
I can't bring myself to spend that much money on popcorn, for example, or soda. Like you can go buy soda for cheap, and I went on Amazon and I bought like the same popcorn machine that they use in the movie theaters for about $100.
Yeah.
And like you can make like a giant bin of the exact same popcorn with the yellow salty stuff and the oil. It's like the popcorn turns yellow and it's delicious and everything for literally pennies.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
I don't even know. Like I bought some supplies about a year ago, and I've made popcorn for my friends, and we have like a movie night here, and I have a projector here, and like I still haven't gone through even half of my supplies, and it cost me almost nothing.
Right.
So
yeah.
that's just another reason I can't justify. Which, by the way, everybody, if you have like the urge, I highly recommend getting like a cheap projector and a cheap popcorn machine and having movie nights at your house. It's amazing. It's super fun. It costs nothing, and I think it's you can talk or do whatever you want, and you can screw around doing whatever you want afterwards. I've had great success with it, so passing that on to you.
I approve.
But it looks like that's about all the time we have for this week, Cole.
I think you're right. I think it's about that time to wrap up.
As always, we hope you've had fun with us. Remember, don't worry about shit so much. Feel good about yourself if you're not hurting anybody else. And chill the fuck out, even if other people don't want to.
That's right. And please tell a friend about the show and keep spreading the word. Tell your enemies, tell your lovers, tell your exes, tell whoever. We rely heavily on you to keep this facility afloat. Our music, as always, is provided by The Griefs. You can find links to them on our Facebook page at Bad Guy Labs, and actually now also on YouTube on the right-hand side of our channel page. You can follow us on Twitter at Bad Guy Labs, and of course, email us at BadGuyLabsChannel, no dashes, period, spaces, at gmail.com. And until next time, I'm Cole Koenig on behalf of Jason Emerson. Saying, stick a highlighter up your ass, and don't be afraid to be a bad guy.